He's faced the Covenant, he's survived the Flood, but now, he's taking on his greatest mission. Running a podcast with zero charisma, no social skills, and a face no one's allowed to see. Get ready for emotionally repressed war stories, hard-hitting fan mail, and deep dives into the unspeakable horrors of Spartan plumbing. Put your hands together for the one, the only, the 7-foot-tall legend of the Halo Ring, Master Chief.
Thanks for having me, Cortana. It's not often I get invited somewhere without having to breach a door first.
And before we get started, thank you, Chief, for your tireless dedication to turning Covenant strongholds into smoking craters.
Just doing my part to increase real estate values, one orbital bombardment at a time.
Thanks, Chief. And yes, we're finally going to talk about the one question you've been avoiding since 2552. How do you go to the bathroom in that thing?
I get that one a lot. Right after why don't you talk more? Let's break the seal. The Mjolnir armor has what we call a bio-waste recycling system. That's Ani speak for we built a toilet into the pants. Whenever I go, the suit detects it, processes it, and converts it into drinkable water.
So you're telling me you're drinking your own
recycled hydration stream. Don't make it weird. Look, the alternative is asking a squad mate to unzip 16 layers of titanium plating in the middle of a battlefield. You ever try peeing under Covenant sniper fire? Didn't think so. The system is smart too. Filters toxins and monitors hydration levels. If your electrolytes are low, it will suggest a bathroom break. If they're dangerously low, it will take it for you. Let's just say, the suit has veto power.
So, could it accidentally poop for you?
Let's move on.
Time for another round of fan mail. This one's from an ODST calling himself Drop Pod Daddy 69. Dear Master Chief, big fan. Love how you single-handedly get all the glory while the rest of us are actually doing work with less than $1 billion toilet strapped to our butts. Just wondering, when you're sitting there all cozy in your titanium diapers, do you ever think about us regular soldiers? You know, the guys who have to go in a bucket in a drop pod while getting shot at upside down over a glass planet. Sincerely, one of the guys you never invite to the debriefing.
ODSTs are the bravest soldiers I know. That said, if you're peeing in a bucket strapped to the wall of a flaming orbital coffin, maybe it's time to ask the quartermaster for an upgrade, or become a Spartan. We have a dental plan now.
Well, that just about wraps up this week's fan mail. And yes, we've officially talked about your suit's internal plumbing for longer than any UNSC field manual. Now, switching gears to something a little more explosive. A leaked combat recording has surfaced. It shows you turning a UNSC Marine into pink mist for a Spanker rocket launcher. Some are calling it a war crime. Chief, how do you respond to these accusations?
Listen, that launcher in my hands is worth more than 500 Marines. Just think about the time I rocket jumped into a 360 no-scope on a Covenant frigate. He signed his life away the moment he held that launcher in front of me.
Well, while the UNSC legal team investigates whether that Marine tripped and fell onto a rocket launcher blast, let's take a breather and get into something a little less court-martial-y. Chief, the people want to know, what kind of tunes are pumping through that helmet during missions?
Mostly yacht rock.
So, let me get this straight. You're telling me that during your last mission, while diving out of a crashing Pelican, dodging plasma fire, and single-handedly taking down a Wraith, you had smooth saxophone solos playing in your helmet?
Yes, Waves of Reach. Volume 2. Helps me relax while I dismantle an entire species.
And speaking of dismantling things, let's talk about your gastrointestinal tract. Tired, hungry, trapped on a halo ring while being hunted by a bloodthirsty alien coalition bent on annihilating humanity? Then you need UNSC MREs, because war is hell, and dinner should match. Now available in 4 bold new flavors. Alright, Chief. Time to rank your favorite vacuum-sealed horrors.
Only one's ever made me cry. Chili Mac. Not because it's good, because it knows exactly who I am.
So, after surviving countless wars, multiple alien genocides, and a chicken tikka MRE that may have legally been considered a bioweapon, it's time to tackle a question that's haunted the internet. Let's talk about the epic rap battle of history. Spartan versus Spartan. Chief, that battle got millions of views. Do you ever think about it? Do you regret anything you said?
He challenged me. I responded. He asked for bars. I gave him a weapons-grade disc package, but there's no beef. Just respect.
So, no bad blood after the rap battle then?
No. I reached out, told him to meet me at a Grifball match.
You invited him.
Figured it was the right call. We both talk about honor. Figured we should go watch someone lose theirs getting body-checked mid-air. He showed up in a cape. I brought extra nachos. By halftime, we were yelling at the same brute player for camping the spawn.
Well, I'm glad to hear you and Leonidas patched things up with plasma snacks and pulverized Spartans. Grifball truly is the great equalizer. Speaking of unity, or lack thereof, let's pull up an old social media gem that resurfaced this week during the Grifball World Finals. The Teabaggers put up less of a fight tonight than the people of Jericho 7. At least they had the decency to shoot back. By none other than your good buddy, Sergeant Avery Johnson.
Yikes.
Yeah, the tweet's been going viral. Hashtag Too Soon Johnson is trending across the outer colonies. UNSCPR issued a statement calling it an unfortunate fusion of emotional investment and tactical insensitivity.
He deleted it, right?
He replied to himself with LMAO, then doubled down by tweeting, "I stand by it. They were soft."
Classic Johnson. Hits harder online than a brute with a gravity hammer.
Well, today's been a journey. We learned you cope with stress using Yacht rock, survive on chili mac and sheer willpower, solved ancient beef with Leonidas over nachos at a Grifball match, and watched Sergeant Johnson ignite a PR disaster in 280 characters or less. Honestly, a pretty standard Tuesday. But before we wrap, Chief, let's talk about one of the missions. The mission.
The mission. Installation 8. The Ark. Everything was falling apart. Literally. I grabbed the wheel. You said, "I know a great place to land." And we made the worst road trip in galactic history.
I told you to go left. You drove through a burning structure, off a crumbling cliff, into a falling scarab, and somehow survived.
There was no left.
You hit 7 ramps, 4 explosions, and at least one grunt who was just trying to clock out early. That wasn't driving. That was divine intervention on 4 wheels.
It was a straight line. Mostly.
We were leaving everything behind. Earth, the Ark, the war. And that last jump, the Warthog flying through fire, with the ring detonating behind us, that wasn't just an escape. That was art.
I still don't know how that Warthog didn't explode. Probably your driving instructions.
Maybe it was destiny.
Let's call it both.
I've replayed that moment in my memory banks 1,000 times, and somehow, it still gives me chills.
Not every escape feels like survival. That one did.
And that's it for today's transmission of Between the Rings, where the takes are spicy, the weapons are heavy, and the host wears 1,000 pounds of armor indoors for no reason.
It's climate controlled. I'm comfortable.
If you liked what you heard, follow us on Subnetcast. Leave a 5-star rating on Waypoint Plus, and share this episode with someone who still thinks Leonidas won that rap battle.
He didn't. He knows it. We've made peace.
Catch us next time, where we'll answer more fan questions, rank the best plasma-based beverages, and see if we can finally get Sergeant Johnson to stop emailing us memes of himself with laser eyes.
He added motion blur this time.
Until then, stay frosty, stay tactical, and remember, if the ring starts shaking, run. Don't walk.